My name is Mark Lewis. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at Pulsant. Pulsant is a UK data center company. We operate 14 sites across the UK. We have our own private network and our own private cloud, and we've been in operation for about 30 years, although most recently as a data center business. Prior to that, we were a managed services business, and we service around 600 to 700 clients a year across our data center estate.
Well, that's very exciting. So you were obviously on stage just earlier talking about data sovereignty. So I guess being in the UK, you're in a very unique position where it's all actually quite easy to keep the sovereign data in check.
Well, it sort of is and isn't for us. We are a UK-only business, so we don't operate in Europe or in the US. All of our facilities and infrastructure is in the UK. And so in that sense, we are naturally data sovereign, if you like. What our clients choose to do with their data, though, is really up to them. And we don't try and interfere with that at all. It's not our job. We are there to simply provide the infrastructure for them to go and do whatever it is they want to do. We do know our clients are very concerned about data sovereignty. We recently did a survey across the UK looking at asking IT leaders what they felt were the biggest risks to their businesses in their data strategy over the next couple of years. Cybersecurity was obviously number one, but number two was data sovereignty. They wanted to know, where's their data, what infrastructure is their data on, how can I make sure I know where it is and it's not just disappearing onto the internet, and how can I make sure that the right people have access to it at the right time and not anybody.
So let's talk about AI then. So AI obviously requires a huge amount of power and energy. How is Pulsant setting up regional sites to handle these huge power demands? Or are they still going to be slightly smaller than, the mega gigawatt factories everywhere else?
Not all data centers are the same. So there are those huge gigafactories, the huge AI facilities that are being built across the country and across the world. And they're very necessary. They benefit from scale. So if you want that density of compute to make it work economically, you need it in one location. We serve a different market. So we serve a retail enterprise co-location marketplace. And for enterprises, they don't necessarily need that density of compute, that amount of power. In fact, in most cases, we find that enterprises will happily take 40 kilowatts or below for a rack. Mostly it's air cooled. You can still run NVIDIA H100s in that environment, which means you can add AI to your existing infrastructure, your existing estate. And you can do all of that in a regular data center. You don't need a massive gigafactory to be able to do that.
What is Pulsant doing now to gear up for that future where AI demands are huge, space is limited, and your customers are demanding more and more?
Looking forward, Pulsant goes back to that point. We'll go back to that point around AI and inference. Somebody once gave me an analogy around AI, which is that the large language models are the locomotives at the front of the train, but inference is the carriages that sit behind the locomotive. We very much believe that marketplace, the inference AI marketplace, is going to be infinitely bigger than, or geometrically bigger than the large language model market.